triumph over me. Oh, my God can do anything.
Child, he's forever my child, though he's a grown man. All of them are adults, but he's forever my child. I was visiting with him, and his wife was in the hospital. And I was walking through his home, and as I was walking through his home, I began to pray in my mind and say, Lord, I don't want him to have to struggle. And I heard this song, Sometimes Struggle Is My Will, just 2 parts, and it was singing in my head, 2 words, or 3. Sometimes struggle is my will. That's 6 words, okay? Sometimes struggle is my will. And I thought, where did that come from? God will prophesy to you through a song, prophesy to you through your thoughts, have you make a response, and then he will respond to your response. As I was saying, Lord, I don't want him to struggle, which was my prayer. I heard that song, Sometimes Struggle Is My Will. Heard it in that same voice. The next time I'm walking in his bedroom, and I'm ironing some clothes, and I hear this song again. I pray this prayer again. God, I don't want him to struggle. Have you ever had some people you don't want them to struggle? Specifically, your own, the children you carry. You don't want them to see struggle. You want to buy them out of it, prevent it. Am I preaching to anybody aside from myself? Yes, ma'am. Sometimes struggle is my will. So it sounds like an odd thing that I'm saying to the Lord, I don't want him to struggle. He's singing back to me, sometimes struggle is my will. And I'm thinking, how is that scriptural? Why would struggle be his will? I need to find this. The last time it happened, twice it happened in the house. The third time I was going down to the car, loading my car to come back home, and he was helping me load my car. And I prayed again in my head, Lord, I don't want him to struggle. And I heard the song again, sometimes struggle is my will. By this time, I'm almost in tears and hug him and get in the car. And on the interstate, I say to my daughter, find this song because God is after something. When he keeps singing it to my spirit, I want to know what else is he singing. What's the other part to that? Surely there has to be more to sometimes struggle is my will. How come, God? Why? Is this you or the devil trying to aggravate me? That's just a joke. I knew it was the Lord. And he immediately called, Devin called Destiny. Devin said, I don't know it. I said, yes, but that voice sounds like your voice, Destiny's voice. And the odd thing is, God will sing to somebody that can't sing. So I couldn't sing it back to her for her to hear how it sounds. Though it's singing in my head, the only thing I could do was say it. Now, make fun of me, but those non-singers know what I'm talking about. Okay, those singers, don't turn up your nose at me, those that know how to sing. But she called Destiny, and Destiny said, Aunt Vern, that's a song, but that's not the main part of the song. The other parts of the song is, I'm never late. I'm always on time. That made me feel better instantly, like, yeah, okay. I can understand the struggle if you're telling me you're never late and you're always on time. And she said, and also it goes into, and I said, sing it. She said, you're next in line for a miracle. I said, oh, let me call him right back and encourage him. And tell him, son, I need you to hear this. You're next in line for a miracle. Nobody wants to hear about a struggle without a promise that you're next. You're next in line for a miracle. You might be struggling right now, and it's my will for you to struggle because I'm setting you up. It's making you stronger. Not bitter, but better. I understood something about the Lord. Okay, his aim is never to make us lazy or weak. He's always about building character, building us up physically, building us up emotionally, building us up spiritually, making us stronger. And as I was pondering over that a couple of days later, I'm listening to Destiny by T.D. Jakes' book. T.D. Jakes' book entitled Destiny. And he talks about a lady that was in a car accident, and she was completely paralyzed from the accident, and she had to learn how to walk all over again. And she said she was sitting on the couch, and fell off the couch trying to follow the physical therapy exercises they'd given her, she knew that her mother had heard her and wondered why her mother wouldn't come to help her up. So she struggled. See the word struggle? If I had a dry erase board, I would write struggle all the way across it. If you can write it across the screen back there, struggle. She was struggling for an entire hour. And listening, I thought, what kind of mother lets her struggle before I hear the rest of it? An entire hour. She said, I knew she could hear me, but she wouldn't come and help me up because she did not want me to be handicapped the rest of my life. She wanted me to be able to thrive and live on my own and walk again and get the use of my limbs. I immediately thought about that again. God allows us to struggle to make us stronger spiritually, stronger emotionally, so that we can live independent of other people that we were codependent upon. Other things that we felt like we just had to have and couldn't make it and couldn't walk without them. So God was behind the struggle. Can you say that? God's in the struggle. She struggled for an hour, but she finally pulled herself back up on the couch. She said, I never would have known that kind of accomplishment. And I would have always been dependent upon my mother helping me and never being able to live independently. There are some people that God removed from our lives. And parenting is a hard thing. Wait until you're there. And then for you to struggle. And anytime you buy somebody out of a struggle, you rob them of their strength. Stop and take a deep breath and feel the wind on that. When you buy them out of struggle, you rob them of their strength. You pay all the bills, so they don't know what it is to have to pay a bill. You keep bailing them out, so they spend all their money knowing that you're going to take care of it, and they never have to save theirs. All right. You wake them up every morning to go to work, so they know they never have the discipline to set an alarm clock and wake themselves up and go to work. I love something my son-in-law, Lindsay, said on Wednesday night. He would wake himself up and go to school every day. And I thought, that's great. How many grown-ups lay there waiting for their parents to wake them up and get an attitude, you didn't wake me up? Because we've been trained to believe that it's somebody else's responsibility, so we're weak in areas that we should be strong. You're next in line for a miracle if you make it through the struggle. A financial miracle, an emotional miracle, miracles. Can anybody say, I'm ready for a miracle?
You are going to pay your bills, and a still small voice says, be strong. Sometimes struggle is my will. I'm never late. Always on time. Get ready for your miracle. Move to the front of the line. Today is your day. Today is your day. Today is your day. Get ready, get ready, get ready. You're next in line for a miracle. The Holy Ghost has said it's your miracle. You're next in line. I don't care what the devil told you. You're next in line. You've been listening, the devil have had you bringing up the rear long enough, but you're next in line. For me. Sinai. Go down on Skid Row and look how blessed you are. A miracle is that supernatural gift that only God can give. When you look at me, you're looking at a miracle.
You can experience the power of Healing the Whole Woman 2016, All Women, One Dream. Visit byrosier.org today to purchase a conference t-shirt, mugs, and journals. You can also purchase your copy of the God of My Dreams book, workbook, or CD series. You can also order a complete set of the conference CDs, which includes All Women, One Dream by Dr-Vernette-Rosier, Candy Staten, Life Happens, and 12 seminar sessions. To place your order, visit our website, byrosier.org. Call us at 810-DREAM-08 or email us at byrosierministries@gmail.com. Thank you for supporting Let the Prophet Speak and helping us reach the nations.
I'm next. Next in line. You know why that is important? If we're not careful, we'll grieve over the fact that every time we're up and we think it's our turn, someone else jumps in line ahead of us. Yeah. So we have to reset it and tell ourselves, I'm next. It doesn't matter how many people went before me, how many individuals. Years ago, I remember when we didn't have a home, and I was helping everybody else to get a home through then the FHA loans were real popular. I remember helping Lester and Angie to research and get a home. I remember helping Ike and Lynette research and get a home, and we dedicating their homes, and on down the line. And at the same time, I didn't have a home. We were living in government housing. And I remember my children riding in the back seat of the car, and I could hear them say, "Tic-tac, that's my house." They would play this little game as we drive past different houses. They would point out and say, "Tic-tac, that's my house." And I said to the Lord, I'm next. Now, I've helped everybody else, and I wasn't jealous. I wasn't threatened. I was willing to help everybody else, but it's my turn now. And the Lord began to work things out. The route he took for us wasn't the FHA loan, but it was owner financing until my contract was signed as a teacher and was able to buy our first home using my husband's VA benefits, but using my salary because he was in full-time ministry at that time. And I think he wasn't making, maybe he was making $50 a week. And I didn't care because I went to school to teach, and as long as he wasn't sentencing me to that, God has jokes. I thought, fine, be a pastor, be full-time, glory to God. I'm so happy that I'm well-educated, went to college, and he went to college as well. But I thought, that's his thing, and this is my thing. College, me teaching and coaching basketball and coaching track, that I can buy all the things that I want my children to have, and we can have all the summer vacations and do anniversaries and all of those different things, and I need to stop short of throwing myself into grief. When the Lord spoke to me and said, come full-time ministry, I thought, what? But I understood something, that God has a way of turning things around and doing things that doesn't make any sense. It may not make any sense to you, but he has a plan that supersedes your plan. He took me through that route, but he strengthened me, he established me, and he still didn't leave me at the mercy of people. His response was, come at my mercy. And from the time I came at his mercy, God has sent me everywhere in the world I dreamed of going, at his mercy, at his expense. Preaching the gospel, I've had invitations all over the world that gave me honoraries, paid airfare, paid hotel, paid for my children to fly with me, took care of me. God never calls you out of one thing to cause you to fail in another area. He always blesses you. He never takes you off. We're right back into grief. While you're grieving the loss, some things you have to be willing to let go of, bury it, and walk away. Because God always has something better. I thought that's the most horrible thing that could happen. I didn't have any idea based on what I had seen that my standard of living wouldn't go down, it would go up. That God would take good care of me. But I thought I would grieve the loss, and now that I think about it, I didn't have a day that I was able to grieve the loss of teaching or coaching. And I thought I would grieve the loss of that because of all the struggles I had seen. But there are some things that, going back to what I picked up at the beginning of the service and the last 2 or 3 days have been hearing and sensing, there are some things that you have to take time to grieve. You've got to miss it and feel the pain of it and not allow it to bury you. Now, that's the hard thing. Most of us never want to feel any pain. It's good to let the good memories keep you warm, but there's pain that comes with being made whole. After surgery and when the anesthesia wears off and the feelings wake up, you feel something. Unless you just become addicted to the pain pills, and that's not a good idea. It's important to feel it so that God can heal it. Say that with me. Feel it so God can heal it. He must reveal it in order to heal it. So there are some things we feel that we don't want to feel. In the last 2 days, I think Friday night and then Saturday as well, I almost called you Destiny, and I thought, what am I calling Destiny for? She's not my mother. She can't fix this. Just somebody to feel the pain. Have you ever been going through something you wanted somebody else to go through too? No? Okay, well, I've been guilty all by myself. Like, listen, I don't want to feel bad by myself. I want somebody that can relate. Thank you, one more person. I want somebody that can relate. I had a dream about Apostle Landine, who had been my friend for maybe 20 years. And I woke up from the dream thinking, wait a minute, she's dead. In the dream, I didn't realize it. When I woke up from it, I said, she's dead. But I woke up from all those feelings. I woke up with all those feelings of longing to go to Atlanta to spend time with her, of seeing myself spending the night at her house, of getting off the plane and she's picking me up, of going to restaurants together. I woke up to sitting in my prayer room reeling from seeing this surprise birthday party she gave me. And I'm at this hotel that's at the top of the city, and you can see all over Atlanta. And me looking at a pair of shoes that one of Phyllis or Phoebe gave me, and they're opening these J. Renee's. I'm sitting here, and this vision is bringing pain, not pleasure. I'm awake from the dream, sitting in my prayer room, but reminiscing my loss. Thinking about, man, I lost a good friend. And I visited Baltimore, and we went to Benny Hinn's service. And by this time, I'm thinking, when will this vision end? I woke up to get out of the dream to discover I've lost a friend that I can't get back. And I miss her. And she's not here for me to say, I miss her, because the grave is final. And I had to revisit. God, I didn't get to talk to her last moments on earth because I wasn't speaking to her and she wasn't speaking to me. How silly is that? She's waiting for me to call her and I'm waiting for her to call me. Even when God is speaking to me on 95, and I'm revisiting this in a vision. I'm on 95 heading to Daytona, and the Lord says to me, you can go to Atlanta if she calls you. If she doesn't call you, you can't go. But you can go to the funeral. And I was so locked in, engrossed in hearing God, and I can go if she called me, it didn't register. She's going to die. Have you ever heard him say something, but you didn't have the finality of it or the full understanding until you were walking through it? Oh, my God, she's going to die. Around that time, my phone rang. It was her daughter, Joanne, was telling me about her mother and saying, would you come see her? And I said, you know what, that's funny. God just spoke to me minutes before you called and said I could go if she calls. I thought if I hinted to Joanne, she would tell Ann Dean, call her and she'll come. But it didn't work that way. I ended up going to the funeral. And I don't know how many years it's been now. But on Friday night, for me to have this dream, reconnected me to what my therapist said, not my spiritual therapist. And she said something to me. She said, you've got to be willing to grieve the loss. I said to her, I hate grief. Grief is getting on my nerves. Can we just be over it already? She said, that's the problem. You were over it too quick. There were too many things you lost that you didn't take time to process, to internalize, to think about it. You were interested in avoiding the pain, so you kept it moving. Anybody can relate to what I'm saying?
You can experience the power of Healing the Whole Woman 2016, All Women, One Dream. Visit byrosier.org today to purchase a conference t-shirt, mugs, and journals. You can also purchase your copy of the God of My Dreams book, workbook, or CD series. You can also order a complete set of the conference CDs, which includes All Women, One Dream by Dr-Vernette-Rosier, Candy Staten, Life Happens, and 12 seminar sessions. To place your order, visit our website, byrosier.org. Call us at 810-DREAM-08 or email us at byrosierministries@gmail.com. Thank you for supporting Let the Prophet Speak and helping us reach the nations.
I kept myself busy preaching, prophesying, traveling from place to place, jumping off one plane onto another, from one hotel to the next. So I didn't give myself a chance to. If the thought came to my mind, I'd pick up a book, I'd go to a movie, I'd call and minister to somebody, prophesy to somebody. I just refused to sit down and meditate on my loss. I didn't understand that you have to grieve the loss of things. Jobs, friendships, members. My therapist said, the reason you're having such a hard time now, it's not about your brother having stage 4 cancer. It's about all the other losses that you didn't deal with. And now you've got to grieve everything that you lost at the same time. Nudge your neighbor and say, don't act like Pastor Vern. Go ahead and grieve one at a time. It's easier. Grieving the loss. She said, you didn't grieve the loss of your father at age 4. And when I thought about it, I don't remember crying about it. I don't remember chatting about it. I remember comforting others. You didn't grieve the loss of your mother at age 10. No, I don't remember crying about it. I remember everybody was standing there at the funeral. I remember making everybody else all right. She said, that's the problem. You made everybody else all right, but you didn't take care of the little girl in you. She said, that's abuse. I want you to stop abusing the little girl. Who was there for her? Then you need to be there for her. That was an epiphany. Like, oh, yeah, I guess that is true. She said, how many friends have you lost? I said, I've been burying friends since. And when I went back through, I buried a friend when I was 11. I buried another friend, and I just lost count. How many mentors have you buried? I said, I buried them. I told Rev bye in California when she was dying of cancer, and told her I wouldn't be back for the funeral. I knew she was leaving. And I just said it as a matter of fact like that. I won't be back for the funeral. I love you. I appreciate the time. And never slowed up to process the emptiness, the loss, what was missing from my life because this person is gone and I can't get him back. A divorce can be just as dead as a corpse. When the marriage dies and you can't get them back. The friendships, jobs. Have you ever lost a job and you loved that job? You wanted that job back, but there's nothing you can do to get it back. And you have to grieve the loss of that. You lost a car, that commercial on TV, when that was your friend. And you named that car until the insurance company gave you more money and you developed a new friend. Well, grief doesn't work like that. You can get new friends. I have lots of friends. I have great friends. Charlotte Ingram has been my friend since I was 19 years old, and I'm 61. Dot Bradley, lives near Daytona. She's been my friend since college, so that's 1920. I have great friends. Veronica Walker's been my friend since middle school. She lives in Rochester, New York. We're still friends. But it doesn't replace the loss. It does not eliminate the need to think about the cost, the void, the vacuum. What am I missing? The loss of dreams. You have to grieve the loss of dreams. If you dreamed of your life being a certain way, and now it's not that way, and you can't do a thing about it, it's out of your hands. Some people have never dreamed of getting a divorce, but they are. They never dreamed of being alone, but they are. They never dreamed of being broke, but they are. They never dreamed of their children attacking them, but they have. They never dreamed of being separated through just indifferences. You ever had family members that nothing you can say or do can fix the relationship that's just lost? And you have to take time to look back at it and acknowledge the fact it happened. Now, I'm going to move on, but I've lost a limb. Loss, grief, is like losing a part of you.